A major roadblock to type 1 diabetes cell therapy may be gone. My name is Jim. This is Type 1 Diabetic Warriors. Let's get into the whole story. Over the past few years, we've seen incredible progress towards cell therapies for type 1 diabetes. Scientists have learned how to grow insulin-producing cells right in the laboratory. Researchers are finding new ways to protect those cells from the immune system. And some patients have even achieved insulin independence. But there has always been another problem hiding in the background. Even when these therapies work, how do we get them to more people? This is a story about scaling. Well, this week something important happened. We're going to tell you all about it. A major roadblock that has been limiting access to islet cell transplantation for years may finally be starting to fall. And if it does, it could help more people benefit from life-changing cell therapies while researchers continue working toward the next generation of manufactured islet cells and functional cures. Let's talk about what happened and why it really matters. To understand why this matters, we need to take a quick step backward. For years, researchers have known that transplanted islet cells can restore insulin production in some people with type 1 diabetes. These tiny clusters of insulin-producing cells act like the body's natural glucose control system. When transplanted successfully, they can begin sensing blood sugar and releasing insulin again. In fact, some transplant recipients have actually achieved insulin independence for years. So, if the science works, then what's the problem? Well, the problem has always been the same. The answer is access. Today, donor islets come from deceased organ donors, but the supply is very limited. The procedures are very specialized, and even when the science worked, getting these therapies to patients wasn't always straightforward. That's why this latest development is attracting so much attention. According to updates shared during the American Diabetes Association scientific sessions, leaders from the Congressional Diabetes Caucus are urging federal regulators to reconsider how deceased donor islets are actually classified. Supporters argue that treating these donor islets more like transplanted organs and less like traditional biologic drugs could expand access for patients who may benefit from these therapies. But it could remove one obstacle that has stood between promising science and the people who need it. And that's why many in the diabetes community see this as more than just a regulatory discussion. What makes this story particularly interesting is that it isn't happening in isolation. Now look what's happened over the last few years. Scientists have been learning how to manufacture mass-produce insulin-producing cells right in the laboratory. Researchers are developing new ways to protect transplanted cells from the immune attack, and clinical trials are producing encouraging results. And now we're seeing efforts to improve access to existing therapies. In other words, multiple roadblocks appear to be moving simultaneously. The cell supply problem, it's being attacked. The immune protection problem, it's also being attacked. And now the access problem may be getting attention as well. And that raises an interesting question. What happens first? Do donor islet therapies expand and help more people before factory-made islets arrive? Or do companies developing manufactured islet cells reach the finish line first? That's the one I'm counting on. Right now, we just don't know. But what is becoming increasingly clear is that progress is happening on multiple fronts. Researchers aren't just solving one problem any longer. They're working on cell supply, they're also working on immune protection, and they're also working on manufacturing. And now attention is turning toward access. Will donor cells ultimately become the long-term answer? Who knows? Maybe, maybe not. Factory-produced cells may eventually provide a larger and much more scalable solution. That's what I believe. But while that future is being built, every obstacle removed today helps the field move forward. And that's why I think that this story matters so much, because progress isn't always one giant breakthrough. It's not one giant step forward. Sometimes it's a series of roadblocks falling one by one. And right now, another one may be starting to come down. If you found this update helpful, please like and subscribe and share it with somebody affected by type 1 diabetes. As always, I'm going to continue tracking the latest developments in the race toward a better treatment and ultimately a complete cure for type 1 diabetes. Thanks for watching today. We'll talk again real soon.